Hello, Anuj sir. How are you doing?
Very good evening, Farooq sir. I am absolutely fine. And how are you
That's
doing?
fantastic to know. And the basic reason of making this podcast, which is called as Fun Finance with Farooq.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is that you have got more than 30 years of experience,
Right.
in the finance and investment field. I carry around 26 years of experience. That when you look at investment professionals, and when the common man looks at them, they only see the numbers and charts and lot of complications are there, and therefore the people are not interested in knowing more about the world of finance. So let's break the jargon.
Yes.
Let's have a lot of fun today.
Sure.
And I hope the viewers will get to learn a lot from today's podcast. So welcome again.
We'll make our best effort to ensure that we all are we learn out of this event episode and are able to take our own decisions subsequently.
Sure. तो शुरू करते हैं आपके बचपन से, द अर्ली लाइफ. तो आपसे बात की, मैंने जाना कि आप स्पोर्ट्स में बहुत इंटरेस्ट रखते थे.
Right.
और काफी नेशनल इंटरनेशनल लेवल, इंटरनेशनल तो नहीं, नेशनल और स्टेट लेवल पे भी आप खेला है. तो कुछ उस बारे में आप बताएंगे?
Sure. So this came at a cost to me. I was a black sheep. My parents were not hopeful that actually I will pass examinations and actually acquire knowledge and degrees because of my inclination towards sports. So in my school days, I represented Maharashtra State in football. Then later on, Nagpur University, I played cricket. I played table tennis. Post that also, I did not give up my love for sports and fitness both. So for about close to 19 years, I was a squash player.
That's fantastic.
And I gave it up in last 3 years. Since then, I am following yoga and pranayam very regularly.
जी.
So this is about it.
तो जैसे इसमें आपकी जर्नी हम देख सकते हैं कि स्टार्टिंग में एडवेंचर स्पोर्ट्स आप ज्यादा खेले, एंड नाउ टुवर्ड्स योगा, more contented.
Right.
So is that the journey of an investor also?
Certainly. The turbulence initially will be more because of lack of experience and knowledge. As you gain more experience and knowledge, it is just like when you swim in a sea on the shores, the waves hit you more. But when you go deeper, they don't really hit you. So similarly, if you acquire more experience, spend more time, growing your money,
your journey becomes more smooth.
More smoother.
Yeah, that is fantastic. तो बचपन में कुछ इंसिडेंट्स हुए होंगे, क्योंकि हम आज भी देखते हैं, आज तो कई सारे एवेन्यूज अवेलेबल है, करियर ऑप्शंस है. जब हम छोटे थे तो वही इंजीनियरिंग, डॉक्टर, 2-3 चीजें ही थी. तो जब आप स्पोर्ट्स में इंटरेस्ट ले रहे थे और आपका पढ़ाई में कुछ खास इंटरेस्ट नहीं था, तो आपको माँ बाप से काफी स्कोल्डिंग भी मिली होगी.
काफी स्कोल्डिंग मिली. School time, you see, to be very honest, an individual, and especially naughty boys like me, they don't even think about their career.
Yeah.
So the passion was sports, and I pursued that. But subsequently, when I did my post graduation in finance, I realized that I can take up my father's. This is a legacy that I'm carrying forward. My father started this business about 60 years from now. And the business was already 30 years old when I started gaining interest. And initially, in the younger age, vitamin M is what actually drives your interest. And I saw that there was opportunity, a lot of opportunities to make money here. Interest automatically came in. And I pursued it with my heart and put in a lot of effort. Still learning. Let's see where the journey takes us.
Yeah. So in that time when your father started this whole journey and formed Badjate Stock Exchange, stock brokers, so I think that's the only broker house even today in Nagpur.
Yeah, so you're right. There is no NAC BSc member even today, not only in Nagpur, but in entire Vidarbha. And as you rightly said, when my father started, he was the first broker. Subsequently, there were a couple of sub-broker community that came in Nagpur. But yes, you are right. A member broker, we are only one in Vidarbha.
तो आपका इंटरेस्ट कैसे पैदा हुआ? So in your college days or after you finish your college?
So that was for sure that I after completing my finance, I had to take up a profession to actually earn something. So I had choices what to do and what not to do. And money drove me to this profession. Plus, there was a stage already set for me. I was fascinated by my father's journey, also the way passionately he used to study profit and loss accounts, companies, and that was reflected in his teaching when he was a professor also. That generated a lot of interest in me in pursuing research, trying to evaluate companies, make money for yourself and make money for people.
तो ये एक क्वेश्चन मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूंगा, क्योंकि आज जो लोग हमें देख रहे हैं यहाँ, काफी यंग लोग आज के दिन में अपना डीमैट अकाउंट खोलते हैं और इन्वेस्टमेंट को परस्यू कर रहे हैं टू अर्न मनी, एंड ऑफ कोर्स विटामिन एम इज देयर। लेकिन आपने भी शुरू किया उस जमाने में, तो उनको कुछ आप टिप्स देना चाहेंगे, 3-4 जो पॉइंट्स जो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, सो दैट दे डोंट लूज मनी एंड उनका इंटरेस्ट, मेनली तो प्रॉब्लम यह है कि इंटरेस्ट खत्म हो जाता है तो एक बहुत ही अच्छी चीज जो है उसको छोड़ के हमेशा के लिए बाहर निकल जाते हैं। तो वो कुछ 2-3 पॉइंट्स आप देना चाहेंगे?
Yes, so the first and foremost is I'm sure you've not done your homework right. You are in stock market on hearsay. Somebody told you that there is a lot of money to be made in stock market, and that is why you are here. I appeal to all the youngsters and the newcomers to the market that go slow, do your homework right, and replace the word investment by what you are doing. It is speculation. It is not even trading if you are doing futures and options. So speculation is what I don't support at all or propagate. Investment, every individual, not only all those who are already there, all those who are not there, also look at this. This is a fantastic and a great avenue to actually make your money grow and create wealth out of whatever you have earned in your profession.
Yeah, that's fantastic, sir. तो आगे चलते हैं। तो आपने जब शुरू किया, अपने फादर की ऑफिस जब आपने ज्वाइन किया, तो शुरुआती दौर में कैसे स्ट्रगल्स आपको करने पड़े?
Yeah, so it was a completely different era, not supported by technology. The year I took reins, I started handling things in my organization. The total turnover on Bombay Stock Exchange was 200 crores.
On the whole Bombay Stock Exchange?
On Bombay Stock Exchange represented the entire country. So even if you add a few regional exchanges that existed in those days, the total volume in the country would be not more than 300 crores. Vis-a-vis 30 lakh crore, which is happening here.
Wow, that's
now,
fantastic.
And it's primarily because of the adoption of technology, high level technology, and which build trust. I would thank SEBI for actually doing the right things to build trust of domestic as well as the international investors, make the investment space very safe for the investors, and that is what is drawing volumes. So this is how it started off. So adoption of technology, adoption of different ways of trading, researching, everything changed. Last 20 years have been a radical change, probably what Indians or Indian markets did not see for previous 100 years.
Yeah.
Last 20 years, that kind of changes happened. So just like any other young person, the struggles were there, ups and downs were there. And unfortunately for me, my profession started and the Harshad Mehta episode happened. So for 3 years, practically the markets were in hibernation and completely with a negative bias, with all sorts of police complaints and court cases going against these people who manipulated in the market. And certainly these times are tough for a broker. So
जैसे आपने देखा कई उसके बाद और 2-3 स्कैम भी आए, स्कैम,
राइट।
तो जब ये स्कैम आते हैं मार्केट में और पब्लिक का जो बिलीफ है, जो फेथ है, वो डिस्ट्रॉय होता है,
Right.
तो उस वक्त आप एज अ स्टॉक ब्रोकर
Right.
उनको क्या सजेशन देते हैं?
Right. So, so it's very simple. Uh, the more knowledge you acquire, you will build the skills to keep away from the traps built during these boom times. So, primarily, it's all bull markets will form a bubble. There is no doubt about it. But if you fall in a trap, a bubble which is created by the artificial forces which are doing wrong things in the market, you will not be able to exit even at a loss.
Yeah.
And this is what experience will teach you.
Yes.
Where to step in and where not to step in.
तो आगे चलते अब हम कुछ टेक्निकल क्वेश्चंस लेते हैं.
Sure.
So first question, how do you read the market scenario right now?
So the first leg of rally has happened in last 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Markets have paused, which was necessary for them to be healthy. Primarily, the effect of the elections, which happened on the government spend, did slow down the numbers. That gave an opportunity for the markets to consolidate and come down a bit. But I think coming quarters, we will start seeing the demand coming back. And
is it only because of the Indian election? Because after election, continuously the markets are going down, or is it because of US election as well?
No. So the impact of US elections and Mr. Trump coming to power are short-lived. Primarily, they don't change our fundamentals. They have a short-lived value. But what happened because of 2 elections in India, major election state and the center, was the government spend slowed down, which actually saw a drop in demand. I think that is, we already have started seeing some green shoots that the demand is coming back.
Okay.
And hopefully in the coming quarter, we should see. One thing I can tell you for sure is that the markets haven't topped out. So we are in a bull run still, and whatever fall we have seen in last 1 or 2 months is just a correction in the ongoing bull run.
Oh.
So there will be time, maybe 6 months, 9 months, 12 months down the line, we will breach the previous highs, and there will be a lot of opportunities to make.
Fingers crossed, sir.
Yes.
And can you make out the sectors that people should look for right now of investing?
Right. So for next 3 to 5 years, we are focused on two. We split it into two. One is the growth side, and one is the stability side. So for high momentum growth, we are looking at the renewable energy and the defense sector as most promising for next 3 to 5 years. And for stability is the healthcare and the banking sector.
Okay, that's good. That's good for the investors to know so that they can plan accordingly. And so in this span of 33 years that you have been in this market, so can you tell us about your multi-baggers?
Yeah, so I'll tell you.
Or before we go to the multi-baggers, let's talk about your failures. So always talk about the failures first.
Oh yes. So in the initial journey, failures do come, and I believe failures are stepping stone for success. Only if you ensure that the reasons for failures do not reoccur.
Yeah.
So as like any other naive investor, I also committed the mistake of believing on what is visible on the paper, not checking the credentials of the promoters of the company and things like that. And to name one company, though it's not right, Sonal Cosmetics, this was the company which was comparing itself with Ponds and Lakme at that point of time. And within 2.5 years, the stock went zero because it was all fudgy. There was no factory, there was no production, there was no sales channel. This was right in the early times when I actually stepped into analyzing things and investing for myself. Subsequently, I ensured that whenever I'm putting money, basic parameters are filtered, and you're sure that you're not in a trap of people who are there to cheat. That is how.
तो आज भी हम सुनते हैं कि मार्केट में बहुत सारी कंपनीज फर्जी है.
हाँ.
तो उस पे आप क्या कहना चाहते हैं? but they're still existing and people do invest, and we see the
Yes.
prices going up, top
Yes.
circuit, and then
Yes.
coming down.
Yes. So with the advent of 5 crores more demat accounts coming in, I presume that a large number of them, it is the new first time in the market. So they're not doing their due diligence. They are putting in their money based on the news that they get and the price action the stock gives. But there are a lot of not legal entities which keep on actually manipulating the prices. And as I appealed earlier, I appeal again, don't fall trap into such schemes just based on the tips that you get on your mobile or from a neighbor or in a party or
from influencers these days.
Right.
Yeah. So your advice to the young crowd, and especially those people who are not so much aware of the stock markets, they don't have much knowledge, is keep cautious.
Absolutely.
Keep your caution.
Absolutely.
Invest mostly in large caps and mid caps, maybe.
To begin with, yes.
Yeah.
To begin with, yes. When you learn the tricks of the game, you will automatically go to other areas where the percentage return can be higher, but you have to acquire the skill only, then get into those instruments.
So fundamental analysis is the key.
Base.
That's true. So now coming to your multi-baggers. So people want to know that where Badjate sir has made the most of his
income. I've been fortunate to have a large number of multi-baggers during this journey of 32, 33 years, but I would like to share a few long-term recent ones and the medium-term. So the biggest wealth generator for me has been PI Industries, which I don't know whether you all have heard the name also or not. So this is a company which manufactures specialty chemicals. I invested in the year 2002. I invested 12,000 rupees. I continue to hold the stock till, and the value of the stock is 9 crores. And it pays me dividend 8 lakh rupees every year.
Wow.
Approximately.
That's fantastic.
So this is the longest which I'm holding and has been a multi-bagger consistently appreciating. The second example I would quote is about 10 years back, I bought Aurobindo Pharma. From there, it is in 10 years, it is at 16x. Today, I continue to hold it. Then amongst the recent times, the market rally has given a lot of opportunities. So I have a lot of them which have given 20 and 40x returns in last 3 years, 4 years. In the top of the chart is Mazagon Dock and Cochin Shipyard.
So in the defense sector that you are talking
even
about.
After correction, they are at 22x, 23x of what I invested at the price I invested about 3 years back.
So I think those sectors that you talked about hold the key for the next level of multi-baggers.
Right. So there was a froth in between, bubble getting created. In last 6 months, there has been a steep correction of 30-40%, which I think is very good, healthy. The fundamental remains intact for the industry, and we are sure to see growth there in the coming years.
लेकिन हम देख रहे हैं कि even Mazagon Dock and Cochin Shipyard, they've come down to a certain extent.
Yes.
So your advice to the viewers is not to sell them, not to get panicked.
No, in fact, if you miss the rally, you can enter now.
That's fantastic. So I think those are the key takeaways of today's podcast. But we have a lot in store today and a lot of fun to be, had. So now let's start with the game, sir.
Game?
Yeah.
Finance.
So that is the fun part of this whole show. That I give you 10 crores to invest in. Okay. Now the rules of the game are very simple and they are fun. So people will learn a lot of strategy, as you invest your money.
Right.
Okay. So the rules are simple. I will give you 10 crores. Number 2, you can invest. So there are many classes of assets.
Right.
And we're not talking just about stocks today.
Right.
So there is real estate, there is gold, there's crypto,
right,
and art is there.
Right.
So you have multiple layers of assets.
Right.
So you can invest in any of them.
Right.
But you can invest in only 5 at the max.
Okay.
To start with.
Okay.
Okay. And then as we go on, you can change your portfolio.
Okay.
You can revisit, you can change your portfolio.
Right.
Okay. So that's a simple rule. So let's start. So if you have 10 crores today, which are the 5 sectors that you will invest in, number one, 5 asset classes that you can have in your portfolio, and how much you are going to invest in each of them. So I'll take a note of everything that you say, and then we see. So after we take a note of what sir is investing in, we'll go 5 years down the line. So we are in 2025 right now. We'll go to 2030 and see how his portfolio has grown in the 5 years, and what are the new scenarios that are available at that point of time. So as I was saying, a lot of fundamentals have an impact. So what is the status of economy, the world trade, and other factors. So we'll take those factors into consideration, and sir can change his portfolio, take some decisions, critical decisions. Okay. And as this is a fun game, so the next rule is that you have to also define your 3 goals in life. What you want to do with your money, okay, in the next 25 years. So the game starts at 2025, it ends in 2050. 25 years is the time of the game. So what all things you want to really achieve in life? आपने बचपन से कुछ सोचा होगा, मुझे यॉट चाहिए, मुझे लंदन में एक बंगलो चाहिए, न्यूयॉर्क में, buying a house, or in Dubai, maybe on the 110th floor. So we all have ambitions and goals in life. And unless we fulfill those ambitions, there is no fun in life. So people say that money can't buy happiness. But I believe that if you use your money to pursue your goals, you can get happiness,
right,
and lot of it.
Right.
So of course you have achieved a lot up till now, but let's play this game. And for the sake of the game, even if you don't have those goals in your life right now, but for the sake of the game, you can define 3 goals which you want to achieve.
Certainly there are goals.
Yeah.
And the first thing that I would want is your blessings to be alive till 2050 to see my portfolio.
No. A lot of people will bless you for that, right, because they have put their money in your PMS. So obviously, right, they want you to have a very, very long life.
Hoping that I will be alive then, we will, as you've designed, we will certainly play the game. But before I start and disclose how would I invest, you've been very specific that how would I invest. So the allocation in the various asset classes differs depending on your earning capability, your risk appetite, and the age.
Yeah.
So mind you, I am in the profession of consulting. You take the clue from here, but finally you come and take services from me. I will redesign the portfolio to suit your requirement perfectly. So what would I do with my 10 crores given by Farooq sir today to me is, I've been in equities for a long time. So I will, my investment strategy will be more inclined towards equity participation. So out of 10 crores, I will invest 6 crores in equity.
Right. And in which sector?
That's close to 60%.
Yeah.
First, I will give you the breakup and then we'll move to the sectors. 10% only to real estate. So since 2013-14, I have reduced this allocation in real estate from 30% to 10%. The subject is, I will not take the subject now because it will take time to explain why, but 10% in real estate, 10% in precious metals, and 20% in debt, which gives you security, feeling of security, that if something happens, you are in a need of money on an urgent basis, you have access to 20% of your wealth, immediate basis.
That's good. That's good.
So this is what the
initial allocation
would be.
So if now I go into the particular sector, like you're investing 60% of your 10 crores in equity markets.
Right.
So which sectors will you like to invest in?
So I would suggest everybody to follow this, and I would also do the same. Is that split it into in a ratio where a portion of the money is invested in stocks which are for growth. They will give you momentum and generate extra alpha in your portfolio. But a part of the money is to be allocated to more stable sectors also, so that during the bad times, the portfolio does not give you a nightmare and the volatility is bearable. So the forward-looking sectors which I think are going to do undoubtedly well in next 5-10 years is one is the prime is defense, because the India's complete face is changing from an importing country to an exporting country. There are hundreds of companies which are coming up developing ancillary requirements for main defense equipments. So it's a very nice space where you will get a lot of young companies, a lot of variety to choose, and they should grow with a CAGR of 25% per annum, which means your stock should grow at the same pace minimum.
Yeah. So double in 3 years.
Right. The second is the renewable energy part.
Yeah.
With the focus, with not only of our country, but worldwide, the focus is shifting to energy from fossils to sun or renewable sources. We have seen a huge investment coming in renewable energy. The requirement and the demand and the size of the market is so big that next 5 to 10 years, these companies will be loaded with so much of business that they should do extraordinarily well.
Okay.
So these are the two sectors.
One is defense, one is renewable energy.
Right.
So should we divide equally between the two?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're picking up two sectors in equity.
Right.
And if I ask you a negative question,
yeah,
that you have excluded startups. So there are a lot of startups in defense sector as well.
Yes.
And you have excluded crypto, which is the talk of the town right now, growing at the massive pace, especially with the the US political environment. And you have left art also. So any specific reason for excluding them?
So I am a man with number and understand money. Art is not my subject.
Yeah.
And besides that, I always want to choose an asset class to park my money, which has a basic value plus capability of multiplying over a period of time in terms of number of units and value. So a painting would not become 3 paintings, but a Hazira plant of Reliance with 20 lakh tons capacity has grown to 1 crore lakh ton capacity. Yeah. So automatically, when the expansion is happening, the amount invested, the money invested in the company will multiply. Oh. Similarly, even gold has this drag, but because of the love for precious metal in India, and more so of the women for yellow metal, we do allocate 10% of the corpus in precious metal. Also because it gives a certain amount of security.
Lot of central banks are also buying gold at this point in time.
Yes. Also, it gives a certain amount of stability and feeling of security, sense of security. That is why we. But art, primarily, I don't understand.
So you don't believe in crypto?
No. And crypto, certainly not, because again, what I understand of, I've tried to understand the subject, and I understand there is no central agency or government or a reserve bank kind of an agency which will actually monitor the production of cryptos. So there is no underlying value that I see in crypto. But looking at the craze that is evolving, my curiosity to know more about what I have not understood about crypto is on, and I am on the job. Maybe in future I will add that in my asset class. Maybe today it is not.
Okay. So maybe in 2030 we'll see about
maybe.
That's great. So let's lock your portfolio today.
Yeah.
Okay. And see what results we get.
So I've talked about the growth sectors only.
Yeah.
The stable sectors are healthcare, where I will invest another 25%.
Okay.
And banking, where I will invest another 25%.
Okay.
So this is how
25 we divide equally amongst the 4 sectors.
4 sectors.
Okay. Fantastic. So let's see. तो सर आप गोल्स के बारे में बता रहे थे कि what are the goals in the next 25 years?
I don't want to disclose my age. My next generation is in business. So the hunger to pursue commercial goals has gone down.
Yes.
So primarily, still I have two unfinished tasks, I think, which I want to complete in coming 5-7 years. One is has an inclination towards philanthropy, and comes out of observation of the problem that the senior citizens are facing in our community these days.
Yeah.
So I intend to promote a senior citizens society, uh, which takes care of their simple issues like insecurity, medical health, entertainment, companionship, some work during the year, to have a respectable community where parents whose children have left them either for their professional goals or otherwise, they can come and stay with respect and lead their rest of the life happily.
This is a very common problem faced by the elder parents in India today, because most of the kids are moving from tier 3 or tier 2 to tier 1.
Absolutely.
Or maybe outside India.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I come across a lot of senior citizens who are my clients, and this clue has I've got from them only.
That's a wonderful.
And I think it's going to be a want of the society for a comfortable living in the senior age, which unfortunately is very underdeveloped in India right now. The objective is not commercial, but it is to actually give a respectful life to senior citizens of this country.
Okay.
And the second is, I think we've not discussed, I happen to have one more vertical, that is education. So I own an engineering college, a management college, an international school, and a few kindergartens in Nagpur city.
Yeah.
So the land that was acquired before these were built was with the objective which suffices promoting a university. So if God is kind and I'm given the opportunity, in next 5-7 years, I would want these set of institutions to grow into a university,
Fantastic.
providing education to a large number of students in and around Nagpur.
So what's the cost involved in both these goals, you can say?
So
we have 10 CR. Now we have to grow that 10 CR to fulfill both of these dreams.
So maybe this 10 CR will not grow to that level, or maybe it will grow if what people think that this decade is for India, if that stands true, then probably this 10 CR will grow into 50 crores. That is the requirement, a tentative requirement to achieve these two goals. So if markets favor and things go right, maybe this corpus will generate that money.
And by the way I know Anuj sir, so he doesn't need to invest this whole 50 crores. Even if he floats the idea, there are a lot of people who love him and his philanthropic work, so they can always contribute together and we can achieve both these goals.
Certainly.
Fantastic.
I think.
Fantastic. So let's put your allocation to AI and let's see what AI has in store, what it says, how his portfolio will grow over the next 5 years. So we are in 2030 now, 25. And 25 we invested, and now we are moving towards 30. One more disclaimer I want to give before I reveal, the growth figures, and that is that considering Anuj sir, and I was talking to him, and he has grown his portfolio over the last so many years at not less than 40% per annum.
So that's 42.9 to be precise.
Fantastic. So that's massive growth, you can say. And but for the sake of the game, we are not seeing the actual companies. We are restricting ourselves to the sectors, right? So when I say the sector has given a CAGR of 15%, that's the whole sector, like pharma sector or health sector. Now it depends upon your ability to select the companies in that sector. So there are a few companies which will give you much higher return than that, like 60-80% also. Okay. So when I reveal the results, it does not mean that Badjate sir has achieved these results. This is a sectoral analysis and it's a game. Okay?
And done by AI.
And done by AI.
Not by Mr. Badjate.
Of course. So let's reveal the figures now. So he has allocated out of his total 10 crores, 6 crores has gone into equity in 4 sectors. So health care is the first one, 15% allocation. I mean 25 of 6 or 15% of the total 10 crores. Defense was there, renewable energy, financial services, these were the 4 sectors for equity market. And then he had invested 10% in land. And of course, he wants to buy and build a university. So he was eager to invest in the rural land, agricultural land right now, which later on can be converted into university land. Bullion, the metals, and debt. Okay. So as far as the risk profiling is concerned, equity is of course the high risk game. Real estate is moderate risk, and bullion and debt are low risk. So his portfolio was well diversified. So he gets a lot of marks there. And later on, by the way, I'm going to judge Mr. Badjate sir on all these factors, how he's allocating his assets, okay, how he's taking the risks in different assets, and how he's growing his money as well. So now let's reveal what is the growth which is achieved. So the AI says that the healthcare industry is going to give him 15% CAGR over these 5 years. So his value in 2030, he has invested 1.5 CR, the value will go up to 3 CR. Defense is again going to give 12% CAGR, 2.64 crores. Renewable energy is the highest gainer, 18% CAGR. Fantastic, 3.44 crores. Financial services sector, 10% CAGR, 2.41 crores. Real estate, 8% CAGR, 1.47 crores. Bullion will give you 6%, 1.34 CR, and debt will be steady growth at 8%, so 2.94 CR. So the total portfolio value has gone up from 10 CR to 17.25 CR, giving an overall CAGR of around 12%. That's fantastic, sir.
Thank you.
And now I'll tell you about what are the new situations existing in 2030 and how you'll use these new situations to, rebalance your portfolio. So in healthcare, there are a lot of advancements happening in telemedicine and biotechnology, expected to grow by 15% in another 5-10 years. Renewable energy boom is also there. Geopolitical tensions have come in. Now there are plus points as well as minus. So one is that the equity markets will be affected. The second is that the defense sector can grow further because of, the political and other tensions which exist. So governments will spend more on defense. By the way, I have also got some missed opportunities for you. So while you invested in 2025 in all these sectors, so there were some other sectors which has grown as well. So your missed opportunities, top 3 are technology sector. You have missed out on technology boom, which grew by 20% CAGR in the past 5 years. Then you have also not invested in global equity markets. So you are taking that risk of only investing in India and not diversifying your portfolio across, the world economies. And alternative investments, private equity, and green bonds are showing good growth. So now the table is again open for you to rebalance your portfolio. So what will you do now? Considering we are in 2030 now.
Right. So the options that AI has given to us, I would only want to pick up one, that is investing in international market, more specifically US.
Yeah.
Because I don't intend to trade in US markets, nor do I have that kind of in-depth study as I have for India. I would straight away put 10% allocation to FANG companies that are the topmost 8 companies which are ruling the roost, and it is believed that the same trend is going to continue for similar companies worldwide. If not for only those companies, similar companies worldwide.
Okay.
So I would allocate 10%.
To US IT sector, the FANG companies.
Right.
And nothing for the Indian IT companies?
So Indian IT companies, I would have, but in last 3 years, they have become overvalued, richly overvalued. So I'm waiting for a correction to happen. And once I get a 15-20% kind of correction in the valuation, that would be an ideal place. Okay. More especially smaller companies which are building AI and data analytics skills. I think they have a great future. And
we are in 2030 now. So obviously that phase must have gone, and in 30 there would be a huge demand for IT services, especially in the AI sector.
Right.
So will you like to allocate some money towards the AI sector?
In 25 or in 30?
In 30.
In 30, I will certainly.
So we are right now in 30.
Sorry?
We are in 30 right now.
Yeah. So AI based and data science, this is going to be a never ending demand for this sector. So irrespective of whether I get glued onto that sector in 25 or 30, I think for next 20 years they are going to go and grow, and especially.
So where do I take out the money from? So what you want to sell?
So I would want to increase my allocation to equities through international and reduce 5% from debt.
Okay.
And 5% from precious metal.
Okay, so I take out this 5% from debt and 5% from precious metal and put 5% in Indian stock, IT stock, and 5% in FANG companies, right?
No, 10% in FANG companies.
Okay, completely into
yes.
10. Okay, let's lock it and see what we have in store in 2035. Welcome back, guys. Now, we have put the portfolio, the new portfolio to AI, and let's see what we have in store for you. So now we are in 2035. Okay. So in 2030, you made two changes. You put 5% from your debt and 5% from gold, the bullion, to FANG companies.
Right.
So let's see what result you will generate, or you have generated, in 2035. So the good thing is the AI is saying that the FANG companies have given you 20% CAGR. Fantastic. So the bullion was giving you around 6 to 8%,
right,
and so was the debt. So that has now gone in 20% CAGR bracket. So that's fantastic move. Congratulations, sir, for that.
Thank you.
Healthcare continues at 14% CAGR, defense at 11, renewable energy 16, which is a good sector right now. Financial services 10, and real estate is still giving you 8% CAGR. But yeah, it is diversification which is important. You can't put all your money in one basket, and go for the biggest returns. That will be too much of the risk. So your absolute money has gone up to 30.45 CR. So we started at 10 CR, and in 10 years, you have got 200% returns. That's fantastic. Now, the new situations that exist in 2035 are that there is boom in US technology sector. There is FANG, which you are already there. So will you like to increase your portfolio allocation there? That's one question. Let's see. Second is there is a global push for renewable energy, and renewable energy, as we are seeing, is giving you good returns.
Already
so will you already giving good returns? So will you like to allocate more money there? And another new sector is coming up, and there is EdTech. So EdTech is growing, and especially in the private equity sector. So will you like to go for that, for the startup investing?
No.
Let's see. So you can take your risk, you can take your chances. Okay. The missed opportunities are, of course, the EdTech, the green bonds, and the biotech revolution. As far as your strengths of the portfolio are concerned, what AI has to say, that you have achieved significant growth in diverse assets, particularly renewable energy and US FANG companies. Better international diversification. So that was a good step, the good move in 2030. And the weaknesses are that you have your goals in mind. You want to invest in land for your university and for the senior citizens, the whole setup. So you are short right now of achieving that goal. But will you want to start there? So your total fund value is 30 CR right now. Will you want to allocate some money right now towards your goals, or you
No.
will still hold for another 5 years?
Hold
For 5 years.
Let it grow. Let
And-
me achieve 50 crores.
Okay.
And then we will move.
But that is a common question that we all, have in our minds कि हम कब हमारे गोल को अचीव करें,
अचीव कर पाएंगे.
क्या हम आज से शुरू कर दें या हमें और रुकना चाहिए, और रुकते रुकते ऐसा होता है कभी कभी के
तो आपने
टाइम
मुझे
निकल जाता है.
2050 का टारगेट दिया था, तो 2050 तक मैं आई थिंक विद दिस पेस वी शुड बी एबल टू डू 50 crores.
Okay.
In case the opportunity arises in between,
Yeah.
that some portion of the portfolio will be liquidated and some additional amount will have to be chipped in from my regular basket.
Yeah. So let's see.
Right.
Let's see that. So what are the changes will you like to make?
So I will add further to the FANG companies, reduce 5% from the financial services,
Okay.
and reduce 5% from debt.
Okay. So you want to reduce debt by 5%, financial company allocation by
Because
5%.
I built enough security. From 10 crores, I've reached 30 crores.
Okay.
So debt primarily plays role of giving security.
Yeah.
So I can now reduce the security portion, because my buffer is of 20 crores is created out of the
So
crores.
that's a very good strategy.
Right.
And I think the viewers will take a clue from this. And so risk is not just about the asset class.
Right.
It's also about how much growth you have achieved.
Correct.
So if you've already covered your, the base investments,
Correct.
then your risk is covered. So you can now play a little bit.
Right.
You can take more risks. That's fantastic. So let's lock your new portfolio. So guys, we are in 2040 now, and let's see कि अनुज जी का portfolio क्या कहता है. So the good thing was that he allocated more money to FANG companies last time, and that has given him tremendous results. So it is still growing at 18% CAGR. So that's the biggest gainer in your portfolio, and that was a fantastic move. So your total portfolio has now gone up to 53.82
Wow.
CR. Fantastic result. So 10 crores in 15 years has gone up to 54 crores.
So the
So what
required
do you have
money
to
is
say
there.
about that?
I am happy. So I would be. I have achieved the required funds for my ambition of creating a university and a senior citizens
in home. Yeah.
10 years prior to the target.
Yeah.
So in 2040, I have the fund.
Yeah.
And now I can start moving in that direction.
So do you want to take that decision to dilute your portfolio and part some of the funds for those two purposes?
Yes, to start with, I think a ballpark figure required to create a senior citizen society would be about 10 to 15 crores.
Mhm.
So let me take out 5 crores every year
Okay.
from the corpus and start building and achieve my ambition of creating the society.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic to know. And where should I take out this money from? From the stocks or from the real estate?
So 25% from the growth that debt has given, 25% from real estate, and 50% from stocks.
From stocks.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's log that. और एक चीज क्योंकि आपका एक गोल तो अचीव हो रहा है, you have enough money to achieve that goal.
Yes.
And the second goal of course is there, the university. अब आप कोई नया गोल भी डालना चाहते हैं इसके अंदर? 15 years have gone and now obviously you have got more goals in life.
Yeah, so it's not a goal. By then I would be a little old and start thinking seriously about a corpus for the family, so that if something goes wrong, they should be able to take care of their expenses, maintain the lifestyle. And I would appeal to the audience also that at an appropriate time they should think and plan in this
Obviously, legacy
direction.
planning is very important.
Legacy planning, and a trust can be created. A corpus can be loaded in the trust, which can take care of years requirement for their family expenditures.
Correct.
So depending on the growth, now how much figure you give me in 2045,
Okay.
I will
So you
I will
wait
decide
another
on a
5 years
plan
for
how
that.
much to allocate for the family. trust.
Fantastic, fantastic. So we'll write down that goal right
Yeah.
now and let's fund it 5 years from now.
Right.
कुछ और मिस्ड अपॉर्चुनिटीज भी देखते हैं.
Mhm.
So Missed opportunities are very important because they give you, an insight of what you have missed out,
Right.
and you can divert your portfolio there.
Right.
So Indian startup boom in agri-tech. We talked about this 5 years back also, that there was a budding, agri-tech economy which is growing,
Right.
and now it is growing much faster. So you can think of moving some money into that, into the startup zone. Now I know that you are not so interested in startup area, but you may take some risk. Cryptocurrency has come in. It's growing very fast. And the green bonds are, of course, there. But that's another thing. So will you like to invest in cryptos and the startup economy?
Not yet decided on cryptos, but certainly agri-tech more specifically for India, because it's a huge opportunity in India. I think I identified one of the spaces where I could not actually find a good company till now is the trading of drone pilots for agricultural purpose.
Yeah.
So and drone manufacturing company for agriculture purpose.
Fantastic.
So I am in talks with a few startups who are unfolding their plan and actually finding a base. Maybe sometime soon I will do it. Thinking of 45, yes, I think that theme will start maturing by then. So we can move about say 2.5% from additional 2.5% from bullion to agri-tech.
So that's fantastic. So let's lock now and see where we reach in 2045. So we are in 2045 now, and sir ने जो decision लिया था agri-tech drone startup में invest करने का, that has given you the best result in these 5 years.
Okay.
So congratulations for that.
Thank you.
For the timely action, and that is 15% CAGR. वैसे 40 to 45 के पीरियड में उतना ज्यादा ग्रोथ AI प्रिडिक्ट नहीं कर रहा है अभी. So it is single digit growth for almost all the other sectors. Except this agri-tech that you have invested in. And FANG companies, of course, are giving still 12% CAGR. अब देखने लायक बात यह है कि आपका टोटल पोर्टफोलियो वैल्यू 94 CR तक पहुंच चुका है. And almost 10 times growth in 20 years. So that's fantastic. And I think that's just because of the power of compounding.
Yes.
So if you would like to explain that to our viewers, it would be great.
So it's very well explained by the numbers. So in the fourth cycle, that is when your journey has started from 15 years to 20 years, your 10 crores is gaining 40 crores in 1 year. In one cycle. So it is going 4x. So this is the power of compounding. The longer you stay in the investment cycle, the higher returns you will get. Though if you see, if you can pronounce, I mean, you can tell them the average CAGR may be around 10-12% only. But in the last cycle that we witnessed from 15 years to 20 years, the portfolio has grown by 40 crores in one cycle.
तो वही 2 का 4, 4 का 8, 8 का 16, 16 का 32.
Right.
So that exponential growth that you achieve.
So it is a saying with the portfolio managers and the wealth planners that timing the markets is not so important. The time in the market is very important.
कितना समय आप मार्केट में रहते हैं invested, that holds the key for your growth of your portfolio and achieving your goals in life. So one goal you have already achieved, sir. So will you like to allocate for your second goal as well? And the third one now that we have, legacy planning.
Yes. So we will have to actually, because building a university will require a lot of funds at a go. So I would want to withdraw straight 25 crores from here.
Okay.
So this 93 crores is after withdrawing 5 crores every year, am I right?
So we withdrew 15 crores.
15 crores is already withdrawn.
Yeah.
So I would want to withdraw say 10 crores in every year for 3 years now to build the university.
So 30 crores will allocate towards university.
To achieving the second goal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Second goal.
Yes.
And anything for your legacy planning? Should we start the family trust right now?
Right. So by then, the age would be ripe to actually think about the future of my family. They are going to carry on the
और
legacy.
उनके कुछ गोल्स भी होंगे आपके बच्चों के कि उनको कुछ करना है आपके बिजनेस, वैसे तो आपके बिजनेस में है,
Right.
but they want to expand the business, take it to a new height,
Correct.
to a new level.
Correct. So, so first requirement that I would try and fulfill is after taking into inflation into account, their expenditure to lead a decent
Good
life.
yeah.
For that, generally, I suggest to my clients is creating a family trust.
Yeah.
Where you load the trust with an ex corpus.
Yeah.
The capital cannot be withdrawn, but the return that is generated out of that capital takes care of the requirement of the family.
Correct.
So I would want to allocate in the 2045 cycle. I would want to allocate 25 crores to that cause.
Your
also.
family trust.
Family trust.
Okay, so we'll wait for that. And as far as the missed opportunities are concerned, तो उसमें again the blockchain and Web3 innovations are leading the world right now. Global water crisis has hit the market, and this is the first time that we are seeing a negative, economic downturn point. So there's a lot of global water crisis is coming up, and which needs a new investment in infrastructure for water facilities.
Right.
So will you like to invest something there in
Yes,
that
but
area?
that sector looks extremely promising to me. That is making the existing water potable and recycling of used water to make it potable again or usable again. I would want to heavily invest there at least 10% of the portfolio.
Okay.
Provided that sector is available here in AI.
Yeah. Anything is available.
So go ahead.
So we can invest in. So you want to go for the listed companies there, or you want to go for startups?
Listed
Companies.
Yes.
In water recycling business.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's one area where we'll allocate. And where do you want to allocate from? So you have banking sector, financial services sector has.
So you can remove 5% from the financial services and 5% from the healthcare now.
Okay. So you want to partially exit from healthcare.
Right.
Yeah. Fantastic. So we'll move that money to water resources. And apart from this, so in 2045 that we are, there will be a lot of changes in the demography of the nations. A lot of people would have moved from tier 2 and tier 3 cities to tier 1. So tier 1 would become like big cities, the mega cities that we are talking about.
Right.
So there will be a lot of resources required there.
Right.
And I think it's a good time to invest more in the real estate in tier 1 cities.
On long-term basis, I am not really bullish on real estate.
Okay.
In any case, because the logic being, if the real estate becomes very expensive in these big cities, this migration will not happen because it makes unviable for people. Like what is happening today in Bombay.
Yeah.
A basic job fetches you about 30,000 rupees a month, and if you don't have a house there, you will end up spending 55,000 rupees in a month
on rent.
Surviving in Bombay.
Yeah.
So if real estate becomes expensive, this migration will not happen.
Okay.
So I'll stay away from real estate.
And anyways, the population demography would be such that in India, right now we have the average mean age is something below 20.
Right.
So by 2045, it would be much higher.
Right.
Due to population slowdown.
Right.
And would that have a negative impact on real estate in 20-25 years from now?
No, it will not.
Because
have
lowering the demand?
Impact. No, it will not.
So it will still keep up the pace?
Yes.
Okay, definitely. But you don't want to invest anything more into real estate? Okay, that's good. So let's lock the new changes and see what do we get in 2050. So your final portfolio after achieving a lot of goals in life, 15 crores we have withdrawn for your senior citizens plan, 30 crores we have withdrawn for your university plan. आपके दोनों goals भी achieve हो गए हैं.
Correct.
और अब जो आपका पास पैसा बचा है वो आप अपने फैमिली लेगेसी प्लानिंग के लिए यूज कर सकते हैं, which is still around 85 crores.
Wow.
तो इतना पैसे विड्रॉ करने के बाद भी you started at 10 crores and you are still left with 85 crores, out of which you can plan for your family and do many other things in life.
Right.
बाकी डाइवर्सिफिकेशन आपने गेम अच्छा खेला है.
Thank you.
आपने बहुत सारे एसेट्स में डाइवर्सिफाई किया, रिस्क जिसका हाई था, लो रिस्क एंड मॉडरेट रिस्क. Your diversification is good, so you get a lot of marks there.
Right.
So you have won on that point.
Thank you.
And जितने हमने पॉइंट्स बताए जो मिस्ड अपॉर्चुनिटीज थी उनको भी आपने यूटिलाइज किया. लाइक आपने फैंग कंपनीज में डाला, दैट वाज द बिगेस्ट वी कैन से स्टेप दैट यू टुक. अनदर वाज एग्रीटेक, स्टार्टअप में भी आपने पैसा डाला.
Right.
दो तीन चीज जो आप अभी तक मिस किए हैं, जो हमें एआई दिखा रहा है कि आप उसमें अगर इन्वेस्ट करते तो और पैसा बन सकता था. उसमें एक क्रिप्टो है, ब्लॉकचेन है. बट यस, एज you truly said that if you don't have knowledge of something or you don't have inclination or passion for some asset class, you should not invest.
Right.
क्योंकि knowledge is the base.
Right.
Otherwise आपको बहुत नुकसान भी हो सकता है.
Correct.
तो आपका क्या गेम खेल के आपको क्या लगा और उसमें से क्या एडवाइस आप यंगस्टर्स को देना
I
चाहते
think
हैं?
it's a eye opener, more specifically for the viewers, that if you organize and properly invest your savings, it can really create wealth for you.
Yeah.
It can help achieve all your ambitions and goals in life, make you absolutely financially stable and secured, and the power of magic of power of compounding is visible.
Yeah.
So again, the same thing. Don't time the markets. Plan your portfolios and stay there for long term for wealth creation.
तो अब हम इस फन फाइनेंस विद फारूक के लास्ट पड़ाव पे आ चुके हैं, जहां हम और एक इंटरेस्टिंग गेम खेलेंगे आपके साथ, एंड दैट इज द रैपिड फायर क्वेश्चंस.
Okay.
So I'll ask you 10 questions and you have to give answer in one word if possible, or as short as possible.
Okay.
Okay. So the first question goes like this. What's your all-time favorite finance book?
The Intelligent Investor.
Great. Second question is morning trades or evening reflections. आप सुबह ट्रेड करना पसंद करते हैं या शाम को?
Never in morning. Will do in evening.
Okay, great. Bull markets or bear markets? Which excites you more?
Excitement is bull market, of course. Money making happens when it's a bear market.
That's a good strategy. Bitcoin, friend or foe?
Four.
The best advice you have ever received about money?
From my father, don't chase money, chase goodwill, money will chase you.
That's a fantastic advice. One financial habit everyone should adopt.
Save 30% anyhow.
So eat your pizzas later on. First you save 30%. Fantastic.
So the equation here is earning minus savings is equal to expenditure, and not earning minus expenditure is equal to savings. Follow that.
That's a golden rule for all the youngsters watching this podcast today. What's the most underrated investment strategy?
Value investing.
That's great. What's your biggest fear as an investor?
Financial frauds and misrepresentation of annual accounts.
Because you do a lot of fundamental research and everything, but if the company is fraud, you never know.
Yes.
So we have seen so many companies going down.
Right.
Yeah. If not finance, what career would you have chosen?
I would have been a singer.
Fantastic. And by the way, मुझे एक सवाल शुरू से था कि जब आप यंग थे कॉलेज डेज में, तो आपको कितने लड़कियों ने खास करके अमिताभ बच्चन से कंपेयर किया होगा?
नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं था, बट आई वाज ऑलवेज अ पीपल्स पर्सन एंड believed in having a lot of friends, very popular wherever, whether it be class or a football ground, uh, and I still am connected with a lot of them. So it's fun to be
Fantastic.
with a lot of friends.
And the last question is, what's the first thing you do when the markets crash?
Hold hands of my investors who get panic and tell them, be patient.
Be patient. That's the fantastic wisdom, I would say. And lastly, as the show is known as Fun Finance, so I'll ask you to finish this sentence. Finance is fun
Because vitamin M and ocean of knowledge.
those are the words of wisdom, sir. Nice having you here, Anuji.
Thank you very much.
Wish you all the best in all your endeavors.
It was a lot of fun, not only with finance, it was a lot of fun with Farooq. And I hope whatever we've discussed and spoken today helps you in actually deriving your portfolios and creating wealth in future.
So, sir, last May, we have a small token of gift from Team Wealthwise. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming here.
Thank you.
Taking out time from your busy schedule.
Thank you.
And investing in our viewers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.